And I find that quite amazing how a guy in Madrid in 2012 has got a hero of a guy who was born in Wigan in 1609. Anyway, so, you know, that's the influence he's had. What we wanted to do is recognise him by this annual festival.
When I was learning the lines, you know, it's clearly shot through with quite a lot of religious rhetoric and language which is rooted in the Old or the New Testament. And this idea of egalitarianism, which is very much part of Winstanley, I think it's got a real echo now. It's not a complicated political ideology, but there's a real resentment at the growing disparity between rich and poor, the disgusting displays of wealth from some people and the poverty on the other hand, and that is getting wider and wider, and Winstanley really speaks to that.
So I won't go quietly, no condom stop, gonna try and silence me for silence. Try some violence, hide a hitman, have it planned, take my life for 40 grand. It's nothing me inspired when talking about with this fan, Taliban terrorist. No, I'm a socialist with one wish. I'm gonna get a hit list, hit them.
Cutting this up, we were born to be wasted.
We don't want no condemnation.
Killing this all, we were born to be wasted.
We don't want
Let's raise hell on the condemned killers.
Maggie, Maggie, Maggie!
Die, die, die!
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 Thank you very much, you've been absolutely brilliant. We love you, Wigan.
Thank you.
All I can say is this, we've got CDs for sale for £4 you can get for the merchandise, so please support our music. We love you, Wigan. Make some noise if you hate Cameron one more time. Class actions, invincible for life.
You noble diggers all, stand up now, stand up now. You noble diggers all, stand up now. The wasteland to maintain, St. Cavaliers by name. Your digging does maintain, and persons all defame. Stand up now, diggers all. Your houses they tear down, stand up now, stand up now. Your houses they tear down, stand up now. Your houses they tear down to fright your men in town. But the gentry must come down, and the poor shall wear the crown. Stand up now, diggers all. With spades and hoes and ploughs, stand up now, stand up now. With spades and hoes and ploughs, stand up now. Your freedom to uphold, St. Cavaliers are bold to kill you if they could, and white some you to hold. Stand up now, diggers all. The gentry are all round, stand up now, stand up now. The gentry are all round, stand up now. The gentry are all round, on each side they are found. Their vision so profound to cheat us of our ground. Stand up now, diggers all. The clergy they come in, stand up now, stand up now. The clergy they come in, stand up now. The clergy they come in and say it is a sin that we should now begin our freedom for to win. Stand up now, diggers all. The lawyers they conjoin, stand up now, stand up now. The lawyers they conjoin, stand up now. To arrest us they advise, such fury they devise. The devil in them lies and hath blinded both their eyes. Stand up now, diggers all. Against lawyers and against priests, stand up now, stand up now. Against lawyers and against priests, stand up now. For tyrants they are both, eat flat against their oath. To grunt us they are loath, free meat and drink and cloth. Stand up now, diggers all. Thanks for listening.
I don't let these days express themselves. That's why I'd rather be compliment girls than spend these days. Let's see you get riding on the chance. That's all the same to see by my cheese. Like Wilson too, I'll be down for what you do. I'm enough like you. I'm a man, I'm some suckers, I'm a man. I'm some suckers, I'm a man. I'm some suckers, I'm a man. Fuck you, they go to the gym. As soon as they are finished wearing all of their those days and down up tips for pale. Just let them spell. They can't open the radio tunes. That's the way it gets sucks. I wish we had the team because they have their first party. And all of them got on the roof. What a man. What a man. What a man.
You're Attila the Stockbroker. What made you come from Brighton up to Wigan today?
Well, I mean, the diggers movement, for me, was the first English socialist movement. I mean, they were the original kind of kernel of what became the socialist ideology. Basically, the idea, because there was so much enthralled, so many people enthralled, the idea that, you know, there was a divine right of kings and of laws to lord it over people. And when Stanley was probably the first person to actually, although he was still religious, to actually say, look, there's nothing in the Bible, because that's always a reference for everyone at that time, although obviously it means nothing to us now, or most of us now. But when Stanley was the first person to say, look, there's nothing in the Bible which says that the lords have a divine right to have all this, and while you have nothing. In fact, rather the opposite. There's all the stories of the moneylenders and the temple and everything. So he used scripture to actually, as part of his kind of levelling philosophy. And of course, it all came out of the Civil War. And I mean, I've got a rap. I'll do you the rap, which is in the middle of my long piece that I do with my band about it. At the end of the Civil War, when the New Model Army made the law, a host of radical movements grew. Levellers, diggers, ranters too. They wanted a republic and much, much more. Freedom, equality, votes for the poor, community of land and bread for all. A new age dawning with Charles's fall. But Cromwell and his property friends had taken power for their own ends. Cromwell was just a king in disguise. His talk of reform was a pack of lies. When the radicals saw they'd been betrayed, a brave and gallant stand they made. But Cromwell's grand, his squire and lord, smashed them down with fire and sword. I mean, that's the whole point about you know, what they did, what they stood for at the time was completely revolutionary, because they were still within the context of the church and scripture, because that was the dominant, you know, everyone believed in that at the time, but they used it as a weapon for the common people rather than as just, you know, as Marx says, the opium of the people. Jerome Stanley was probably the first person to actually say it's not opium, you know, it's the opposite of opium, it's kind of amphetamine, it was make us get up and do something, you know.